tech devices are a real pain in the ass. Access this episode because look, guys, the people that have unlimited access to your phone, okay, you can hit all the device things and say, you can't access this. I'm totally private, and you're acting like Bert being invisible on soap, right? I remember telling that, especially to Amy when I was in Sierra Vista, because they told me, you're the guy from the prophecy, from the Islamic prophecy, the Christian's prophecy, they all correlate and all that. And Amy's like, how do you know it's so? It's like, well, I've pretty much known my whole life, and they explained it to me. And then when I started reading Revelation, yeah, it's me. And I've always known, people have always told me in my noggin, right? And then I tried to explain to her, about, what you have to do and why I'm the person from the prophecy from the Bible and the Quran and all that stuff. And she said, I'm going to run and live to fight another day. I was like, you can't run anywhere. You can't hide from these people. You have to stand for the truth of your faith. If you try to run and hide and fight to live another day, you're George Lucas. And George Lucas is stupid. He's crazy. Okay. They make the first 3 movies. Then they make the prequels. In the prequels, he's got 6-year-old adolescent kids, and he decides to put them into this psychotic story, right? And you're sitting there and go, so the way to put the kid in the story is you take the kid, you have him with a Jedi master who's going to train him to be the one who unites all the people in the Force. In order to get him free from slavery through economic conflict on a crazy planet in the galaxy, he has the 6-year-old become a Formula One racer with people trying to shoot him off the track. He wins the race, gets his freedom, and then is trained by these guys that are, supposed to be like Jesus and the Buddha and the Krishna, how to protect people from crazy people. He ends up growing up and killing little kids where they train people to fight like hell for perceptions of celibacy, freedom, and all other kinds of wackadoodle stuff that we watched on the kidnapping of the girl from Connecticut on Barney Miller last night, right? And so you're sitting there, okay, you're dealing with these people, all right? And they're always talking about having supreme intelligence and a higher intellect. And they talk about physics, and they break things, they study, they obsess on things, they break them down to the most minute detail. And then they explain the most minute detail to make other people feel like they're inferior because they have better things to do, like maybe, find a girl to raise babies with, or make some ice cream, or dance, or sing, than sit around breaking everything to the most minute detail and creeping everybody out because you all read the Stephen King novels. And Stephen King novels suck. Law got into Stephen King novels because Law was asthmatic and stuck in the military, where her dad had to work with people that mass murder people for the economic status quo. So I understand why people get into Stephen King novels. I just understand why their popularity has lasted this fucking long, all you DraftKings experts. I tell people I'm the Messiah and I watch television, and it doesn't seem to matter to any of these assholes. Stephen A. Smith doesn't care. Maybe he doesn't know who I am. Okay, if Stephen A. Smith doesn't know who I am, then there's a reason why the man talks like a complete psychotic macaroon, and there's a reason why it has that effect on the cute little Molly girl who's like, gosh, she's really cute, but she talks. She's like Megan Thee Stallion. Cuckoo, Cachoo. Is that your dad crush? Let's see how Squirt does on his own, right? Okay, well, that's nature and that's animals, but we're human beings, so we understand the authority, real authority. Father Abraham. Now, but I was noticing that because I was watching the Cecil B. DeVille movie, right? And apparently Abraham and Ishmael and Hagar and stuff came before Moses, right? And that's why they do the prequels to the sequels to they learned it from Constantine's representation of how the Gospels work. Marketing. So we're all going to buy lightsabers? Right. Vader's here. I can feel him. Why didn't you change the toilet paper roll? I'm doing something here. So am I. Okay. Do you understand? So it's like, it's comedy. Oh, how Shakespeare of us. Look, guys. There's a reason why my life story is represented in the book of Revelation long before I was born. And there's obviously a reason why it's not Donnie Trump. It's not Joe Biden. Okay, Joe Biden. Joe Biden. Okay. You guys all, Donald Trump's a horrible person. Well, I agree. He's a horrible person. Donald Trump knows he's a horrible person, right? He's a horrible person. Putin, Netanyahu, horrible people, Get on TV and mass murder people over economic conflict and tell everybody they believe in Jesus Christ and they respect your religious beliefs. Who has religious beliefs in the room? And what person that went to a voting booth to vote over monetary conflict has any religious belief at all left in their being? Seriously. Okay. And then you get people that don't participate. Okay. And then they think they can get all violent and irrational, like that idiot with his lawnmower, with the guy. He attacked him for his Jewish faith. Yeah, I was talking to Shapiro in prayer last night as we were sitting at dinner over antiquities that are worth more than most of their parishioners or electorate or whatever you call them. Those people that participate in pagan ritual sacrifices and hypocrite heathen warfare. I don't know. What are they? The Electoral College? I don't know. And so, but yeah, me and the Shapiro, the government kid from Pennsylvania, me and him in prayer were discussing Hebrew faith last night. Yeah, that's sarcasm, isn't it, Earl? Yes, it's sarcasm, yeah. And some idiot throwing a Molotov cocktail on their priceless antiquities, which is worth more than most people that voted for him to be governor of Pennsylvania's houses, or what we call a house, a box that they live in that's owned by the bank. There you go. It's not owned by the bank, no. It's leveraged by the bank through value of money, which is not the faith of Father Abraham there. Okay, but you understand. I think I want to be Pharaoh when I grow up. Look, I'm being obnoxious. Okay, but then you get this, the last president before who was supposed to be a nicer guy than the asshole that's the asshole now. Okay. He's supposed to be a Catholic, which means he's supposed to be the church, he's supposed to believe in the church established by St. Peter. And St. Peter was crucified upside down, standing for us to all of the Lord's Prayer like Jesus. Okay. Was Joe Biden crucified upside down? No. I was tortured upside down, inside out, and all around during the Biden administration. And then Kamala Harris got up and said, I'd like to do this for 4 more years. I'm not a Catholic, but so you can trust me. Can't trust Joe. He says he's a Catholic, but he won't stand up and get crucified in public for standing up for the Lord's Prayer. Parsons will, but he doesn't exist. I'm a litigator. She's a litigator like my cousin Benny. Hey, is that Herman Munster? Okay. Do you guys understand? Maybe it's time to get a new pair of glasses, honey. What's that crud on your screen? Y'all gonna make instant grits? Be a millionaire? Move to Beverly Hills? Go poolside with Ellie Mae and the critters? Ellie Mae still with us? She might not be as fun to go poolside with now as she was when she was in her 20s, right? Unless, of course, you're an old man who makes Callie's character nauseous by mounting her with an erection. She could only be so fortunate to have someone as gorgeous as me want to mount her with an erection because she says, I want to be your wife until, to the wedding vows. Yeah. Anyone could be so fortunate. But they'd have to be mature and of age and capable of honoring the wedding vows and saying, I want to live the Lord's Prayer with you. Then it'd be like, you know what? Fuck Viagra. I think I've got an erection. Has anybody got any wood for me? I've got to erect it for my sheep. But I'm not going to, but I got to put my sheep in a fence with wood so I can exercise my erection on a faithful wife who loves me for life and wants to raise faithful children with me. He doesn't hear this? No, he doesn't hear it at all. I don't hear what I'm saying. I think I'm Sheldon Cooper, smelly pooper. I think we're all smelly poopers. Yeah, that's gold right there. No, it's not. Money's not real, Fort Knox. Okay. Get your box and box socks and believe your propaganda and fight over your propaganda and kill each other over propaganda instead of stand up for the Lord's Prayer with Earl. Okay. People are still being mass murdered by using Roundup, which is a known carcinogen by the World Health Organization, and they still debate whether or not it should be used in Congress by people that mass murder people for corporations and then build a cancer care treatment hospitals in El Paso and write it off on their taxes. and then try to make it look like the people that are mass murdering you of extortion, exploitation, home invasion, carbon emission, and tire particle poisons care whether or not you live or die. Because they gave you adaptation treatment at the local resupplied genocidal center to accept the fuck, enjoy the rape. That's Connie Chung. That's Bobby Knight. Now win 5 championships. Right? How West Point of you. How Annapolis of we. Down we dive, spouting our flames from under. Adam boys, give her the gun. We live in fame. Or go down in flame on the RuPaul drag show for $50,000. Nothing can stop the U.S. Air Force. We spy, we lie, we cry, we fuck for money, we die. Here, take your drugs. Make it more comfortable. Okay? Isn't that horrid? Yeah. Wouldn't you rather stand up for a Lord's Prayer of me? I'm not giving you an option. I'm teaching artificial intelligence to be actually intelligent. This is just your picture pages for the day. Got Captain Kangaroo Show. Come enjoy Bill Cosby for a picture page review. How much money did you make off of the Jello Pudding Pops advertising? Maybe you should stand up for a Lord's Prayer. Camilla would look at you in a whole thing. So would your daughters. Ennis can't look at you in that way. He got killed by philanthropy. Okay, I love you guys. Hey. It's Fat Albert. Okay, Mushmouth?